I know you have an amazing company called CyberCoach, and you do teach. You use this tool to be able to inform in the cybersecurity world on code of conduct and things like this. Can you tell us a little more about that and how you're driving the needle and moving the ball forward in this space?
I think my company might perhaps be an example of how this needs to go beyond what you say, and you need to actually take it into, like, you're organizing a conference. It's not enough to have it in the code of conduct. You actually need a diverse team designing everything for the event, and of course selecting these things and calling out vendors for coming there and exhibiting these things that aren't in line with the code of conduct or how we are supposed to present ourselves at business events in 2023. So for us as well, we have a very, very, very diverse team. We're actually slightly female majority right now, and we knew that we need to do that from the very get-go, so that DEI isn't just something that we say on the website that we are, but it's actually part of our organization and part of what we do. And we see that reflecting in the product all the time. And we have various different routines how we involve diverse thinking into the product, and there's a lot I learn, even though I represent one minority, but of course I'm one of many minorities. So we need all these minorities involved in thinking about how we approach people, how do we talk to people, and what is actually inclusive. And I think a lot of that is something that conferences could also learn from. And then of course, in terms of code of conduct training, I've seen a lot of it. Very often it is very high level. You're afraid of talking about the real stuff and taking a stance on the real stuff because it's not pretty. And that's what we avoid. So we actually do very practical scenario-based training. So our code of conduct isn't just that, hey, our CEO says that diversity and inclusion is important for us, so why don't you care about it too? And more like, hey, somebody is saying this on our company Slack channel or Teams channel. What do you do? How do you intervene? Are you supposed to comment on that thread? What happens? Maybe it inflames the situation. Are you supposed to report it to HR? How do you show support to this person that's, for example, representing a minority? So we go the next mile into the details of how what is it practically that we expect from employees in these very, very difficult scenarios, and that's not easy to do, but I think that's what we need to do. It's not enough to just assume that people know how to act based on a code of conduct. We need to spell it out very, very clearly. What are the expectations, and not just in terms of bad behavior, but what is it that good behavior looks like? What are how are we inclusive?
Is the elephant